Good afternoon and welcome back to another first class review, and today we will be travelling with TransPennine Express from here at Manchester Piccadilly over 200 miles across the border to Glasgow Central, and we will be sampling TransPennine Express's recently developed enhanced experience on their first class service. So it's sure to be an interesting journey, and of course at the end I will be scoring them on the three categories, which are comfort, catering and value for money. So make sure not to miss the end of the video. So let's get over, no more hanging around, and jump on board. Today we'd be travelling on one of TransPennine's Nova 2 Class 397 sets, made up of 4 standard class carriages and 1 first class carriage. These trains were introduced in 2019 to operate services on the TransPennine North West network, which links Liverpool Lime Street and Manchester Airport with Glasgow Central and Edinburgh Waverley using the West Coast Main Line. And as we are travelling in first class today, let's board the rear coach and have a look around.
This is Manchester Piccadilly.
Seating is laid out in a 2+1 configuration, with the 22 seats being arranged in predominantly tables of 2 and 4, with a couple of solo seats as well. And despite being sat at one of said tables of 2, due to it being a relatively quiet service on this midweek afternoon, I had this table to myself for the whole journey. So now that we're on board, let's have a look around at the first class seat. First and foremost, I found the seat to be extremely comfortable, with good cushioning, a winged headrest and an excellent amount of recline, adding to the overall comfort. In addition to this, the seat also featured both standard and USB plug sockets and a sturdy table with a stylish window lamp, making the whole carriage feel extremely warm and pleasant for the 3-hour journey up to Scotland. And as mentioned earlier, TransPennine have recently introduced an enhanced catering offer on their services along the West Coast Main Line under the branding West Coast Kitchen, with the menu changes each week offering an impressively wide selection of breakfast and lunch dishes. Soon after we leave behind the bustling city of Manchester, orders for lunch are taken and a selection of hot and cold drinks as well as snacks are offered, with the service being truly brilliant throughout the remainder of the journey. And just 5 minutes later, lunch is served, a creamy haggis penne pasta, which, despite not being everyone's cup of tea, I found to be really tasty and filling. Upon approaching the city of Lancaster, I was once again served a round of drinks and snacks before sitting back and relaxing into my seat in order to soak up the amazing views of the stunning Lake District. And after a stunning journey through the heart of the Lake District, we made it to Carlisle railway station. Opened in 1847 as Carlisle Citadel, it was constructed in a neo-Tudor style and features an impressive glass roof. Today the station sees regular services from Avanti, Northern, TransPennine and ScotRail to destinations such as London Euston, Glasgow Central, Edinburgh Waverley, Dumfries, Kilmarnock, Barrow-in-Furness, Newcastle and Leeds via the famous Settle and Carlisle line.
Express service to Glasgow Central. The next stop for this service will be Motherwell.
Once we had called at our first stop north of the border, I was served a final round of tea and cake as we continued onwards towards the largest city in Scotland, racing alongside the A74M and overtaking road traffic in style. Before long, we were speeding through Carstairs Junction, where we waved goodbye to the line to Edinburgh and call at our penultimate stop of Motherwell. And 3 hours and 18 minutes later, we are crossing the Clyde on the approach to Central Station, concluding this amazing experience on TransPennine Express, and leaving just enough time to summarise the journey and the final scores. As you can see, we've made it to Glasgow Central Station, meaning it's time to give the final scores. So for comfort, I would give them an 8 out of 10. The leather seats were really comfy, comfortable headrest, good amount of recline. The only thing was the ride quality at the beginning was a bit iffy. So that's why I'm giving it that score. And then for catering, yeah, 9 out of 10. Really wide choice of food, as well as loads of different snacks. So the only thing that could be improved was come around a couple more times throughout the journey. And that brings us on to value for money, which I would rate 10 out of 10. I mean, £28.75 for a first class ticket compared to £10.20 for standard. I think it was worth every single penny, giving TransPennine Express a total of 27 out of 30. So that concludes today's video. Thank you for watching and hopefully see you next time.